Did you know the average completion rate for online courses is under 15%? That means 85% of your students disappear before they ever reach your best content. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a simple nudgebot in OttoKit that automatically detects when a student gets stuck and gently brings them back, all on autopilot. Let's get started. Hey everyone, Larry here from the OttoKit team, and if you use LearnDash, Tutor LMS, or pretty much any course plugin, you know the struggle. You send a welcome email and then silence. Most automation tools can't solve this because they don't actually know when a student stops working. That's where OttoKit is different. It can see lesson completion event natively. No webhooks or complicated API setups needed. So let's dive in. So here is our nudgebot in OttoKit. So let me just walk you through the overview of this, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of all the logic that's been put together here. It starts with our trigger. A user completes a lesson in Tutor LMS. I'm using the free version. Every time a student finishes any lesson, OttoKit picks that up instantly. Next, we update their contact information in MailerLite with the name of the lesson they just completed. This keeps their progress stored in one place so we can check on it later. You can use any CRM here. I'm just more comfortable with MailerLite. Then we add in a simple delay. In this example, I'm using 7 days, but it could be 14 days, however long you feel comfortable a student should complete a lesson. This gives the student time to naturally move forward on their own. After the delay, we fetch the same subscriber again from MailerLite. This part is important because we want their current progress, not the data from a week ago. Once we have the fresh data, we run it through a filter. The workflow only continues if the student is still on the same lesson and hasn't reached the final lesson. That means they stalled out and might need a little encouragement, aka the nudge. If both conditions are true, the last step sends a friendly "still stuck" email from the instructor, nudging them back into the course. Otherwise, the workflow just quietly ends. So let's get into how all of this is put together. The trigger is cut and dry. User completes a lesson. Let's get into the MailerLite action step here and take a look at what I've got going on. So let's go back up to the select option here. We're in the app called MailerLite, and I've got a connection to MailerLite through to connect to OttoKit, and our event is add or update a subscriber. Under the configuration tab, I've got a subscriber group called course demo. And then we're adding in, or we're matching the email address. So we need to find an ID. So we're taking the ID, the email that's associated with the lesson complete data that we received. The other thing here is that we are putting in that lesson status. I'm just calling it no nudge or not stuck or whatever you want to call it. And then in the lesson complete here, we're going to add the @ sign here, and we're going to say the last one that they took, which is this lesson title right here. So that's their latest lesson complete, and it's a no nudge, or we could put it not stuck. And then you'll have down here, you can see all the custom fields I have in MailerLite. And then under the optional fields, you can put in the first name, last name. But again, they're already in MailerLite. So we're just really updating their contact info. So we don't have their first name or last name to update because they're just completing a lesson. So we can click continue here and click on save. And then we get into the delay. And again, I have it set for 1 minute because I've been testing it. But you could set that to whatever value you feel as an instructor, how long a person should take to complete a lesson, not the course, just the lesson. So that's all that's doing there. In the MailerLite step, we're then after the X amount of days or weeks or whatever you want to put in there, we're saying, hey, let's fetch the subscriber data. So again, we're matching the user ID to the user ID of the completed lesson. So we're saying, get this person's information, and let's see what lesson they're on right now. And if we go under test, you'll see a whole bunch of gobbledygook. Let me do another test action so we can see it a little clearer. And you can see that it's matching all of this stuff that is in this person's contact information in MailerLite, and it's bringing in, here's the lesson complete and the lesson status. Those are the two things that we want, and we can click on save. And then we can start getting into some heavy logic here to really think this thing through. So in our filter here, we've got a couple of conditions. So our first condition, let me just bring this out a little bit so you can see the operators. Our first condition is, hey, let's get the latest lesson completed from MailerLite. So we're taking it from that fetch subscriber data. And if it contains the same lesson that they took from the Tutor LMS trigger, and they've not got into the last lesson, then complete the next steps. And so that's what it's checking. So it's comparing where they are right now in MailerLite and comparing it to where they were when they initially started the workflow. Hopefully that makes sense. And we're adding in, we want to make sure they're not on the last lesson, or they haven't completed the last lesson, because they don't want to get us still stuck if they completed the last lesson. So hopefully that makes sense. And so that's some real logic behind this that you have to really think about. So that is that filter there. So if it does not equal those two things, it's just going to end the workflow. If it does equal those two things in that filter, it's going to continue the workflow. So if it continues the workflow, we want to add, or we're going to update the field lesson status here to stuck. And we're going to be sending out a Gmail, or you could use SMTP or whatever type of service you want to use to send them out an email. And basically it says, hey, we noticed you haven't started blank lesson yet. And I've put this in hard-coded, but you'd put in dynamic data here, so that because it could be any lesson, not just lesson 2, but you get the idea. And then you want to have a link to where they can go and continue on with the course. So let's go ahead and test this all out, shall we? Since our delay is only for a minute, I'm going to click publish here on the top right, and we'll do in same version. And so our workflow is now live, so we can go test this out. So I'm going to go over to our fictitious course here, Email Marketing Jumpstart for Small Business. And we have enrolled, and we are completing the course here. And I'm going to click on continue learning, and we'll click on that. And we've got a lesson 1 quiz, but we're going to skip over that. And we're going to go to lesson 3. And at the top right here, you'll see mark as complete. And if I click on mark as complete, the workflow is going to fire, and it's going to do its thing. And just be aware that it's going to say, hey, you're in the same spot because we've only done a minute check. So you should be stuck, and we should receive an email saying you're stuck. So let's go check that out. So we'll go back over to AutoKit, and we're going to go over to the view history right here. And you'll see that it's in progress right now. And we can click on view detailed history, and we can click on that and open it up. So it went ahead and checked. We've got data out. So I've done lesson 3 here, and it's gone ahead and updated the MailerLite information. So it's put in the lesson 3 for lesson complete, and it's given us a no nudge because we just completed the lesson, right? And so we can minimize that. And then in the delay for X days, we're only delaying it for 1 minute, 60 seconds. And so that's exactly what it did. And then it went and fetched the information here and data out. And you'll see that it fetched out all the information again. And what we're looking for is that lesson status. It's right here, lesson 3, no nudge. And we'll minimize that. And then in the filter, it's going to say, hey, they're in lesson 3. Okay, that's data in. Data out. Well, they're still in lesson 3. So they must be stuck because the result is true. And they haven't finished the last lesson either. So they must be stuck. So therefore, we're going to update our MailerLite status. So we're going to do data out here. And we should see that I am now stuck. See, it says stuck now instead of no nudge, right? And we'll minimize that. And then under the Gmail, here is the information, and data out is our email. And if we go over to our email, you'll see that we've received our stuck email. And again, I just hard-coded this in just to demo it, but you'd put the information in here dynamically saying, hey, you're still on lesson blank. That type of thing. And then you'd probably just direct them back to the course and not to the specific lesson where they're still stuck. because that would make it easier for you. And back in our workflow here, if you are going to implement this type of automation, make sure you reset the delay to the appropriate time frame for someone to complete a lesson. As you can see, small nudges make a big difference, and AutoKit makes them effortless. If you want to build this workflow or create your own version, go check out AutoKit and see what you can automate today. We'll see you in the next video.